Hey guys, Bruce Budget Aquarius with a quick video. Not the highest quality video, but I want to show a person who's been asking me some questions on another video. I want to show them how I do my setup for electric blue Acaras and the way I set up my tanks so that they can hopefully get theirs to breed. All right, first things first, got to make sure you have a male and a female. These fish are not huge, but fully grown. They're about 3.5 inches, maybe 4 inches on the male, and smaller for the female. This is the male. If you notice his dorsal fin a little bit pointy, that kind of gives you an idea there on my finger. It's just he's not a big guy, but he is completely full grown. All right, the female, pan over to here, her in a second. There we go. She is overall thinner, even when she's carrying eggs. She's just a thinner body, not quite as thick of a build. She does have a little bit of a point to her dorsal fin, but nowhere near as pointy as the dorsal fin of the male that you see here. All right. Now, the overall tank, this is a tank. I'm actually not breeding these in here right now, but I have. But I've got some couple of calico plecos in here that I'm in the process of trying to well, not just trying, I'm going to have them breeding here real shortly. But ultimately, I have a small gravel that you can see. And then I have a 1 or 2 large rocks, round rocks like this or slate. And they're strategically placed kind of close to plants, but not super close. But you want enough room so where my finger is, the male and the female can both easily hover over that spot, and when they lay eggs, and they can see in all directions and they don't feel trapped. I never put them in caves. I've never had them lay in clay pots or anything like that. They may hide in them, but I've not ever had them lay in it. They like this nice flat rock. They've laid on this rock numerous times, and then I'll show you a rock in another tank here in a minute that they've laid on quite a bit. But what they'll do after they lay those eggs is about 2 or 3 days will go by, and then they will pick them up and they will move them off into the substrate. You never know where it's going to be. So what you have to do is don't panic. Just sit back, don't scare them, and relax and watch. Mine will typically move it right back in that area. And they'll take the eggs and they'll spit them down into the gravel, and then they'll stay over them. So I know they still have the eggs because they're guarding them the same way they did when they were on the rock. And then within a couple days after that, you will start to see the babies popping up and down in the gravel. And then after just a couple more days, they'll become totally free swimming, and they will then swim around the tank in a little cloud of babies underneath mom and dad. My opinion, if you want to keep your babies after they are free swimming for a matter of several days, you need to get mom and dad out because they will eat them. Speaking of eating, take and feed them flake food. Just grind it up real small in your when you throw it in there, and the babies will eat that just fine. The adults will continue to eat like they normally do, which for mine is pretty much limited to brine shrimp and flake food. They don't like bloodworms, but they did when they were smaller. All right, so now this is another tank that actually has about 30 babies growing out in it right now. And it's interesting. You can see the different sizes of them as they're growing up. These are all siblings. Some are very small, some get bigger quick. But back there, see the 2 pieces of slate? All right, these fish will also spawn on that slate like that back there. Again, as long as they have an area up here where they can clearly guard the eggs from any predators, And again, I also try to remove most predators. Bristlenose plecos don't bother them, although the parents will chase the bristlenose away. There's a bristlenose hiding back in there. And then other than that, I don't have too much problem with cory catfish, and then also these hill stream loaches. There's like, I don't know, 3 or so of those in this tank. And they don't seem to bother the eggs, although the adult Acaras will chase them off if they get near. But that's about it. I can't tell you a whole heck of a lot more to do than that. Again, I've never had them lay in caves. I've never had them lay on a clay pot or on the side of a rock. They always lay on something flat, laying pretty close to the surface, like that slate or that other rock that I showed you. They're so cute, I hate to even get rid of them. But again, if you notice, I only got about 30 left because I pulled those out of there, and I left some of the babies in here with mom and dad. And mom and dad will eat them. They'll thin the herd down to a place they're comfortable with. And there's probably, I'm going to say 6 or maybe 8 fries still in here with them, down from probably 20 or 30 when they first had them. But unfortunately, you know what? I didn't need that many, and I was just letting nature take its course. And that's that. So lots of food, good water changes. I do 30 to 50% a week in getting them ready to go. You'll typically notice them both hanging out down by the rock and cleaning off the rock. And the male may pick on the female a little bit just before they're getting ready to lay. And that's about it. A couple of my false Julii cories. And again, those don't seem to bug the eggs, although the Acaras will chase them away. So that's it. Yep, there's my calico plecos, and I'm trying to breed. So that's about it. Hopefully this will help. And again, all I can tell you is Acaras want a flat spot, they want clean water, and they want a lot of food, and that will stimulate them to spawn.